Some villages on Earth feel as if they were born from a dream. Cradled between mountains and mirrored lakes, perched on cliffs where clouds drift past rooftops, carved into rocky coasts where the sea whispers through narrow streets. These aren't just places, they are living poetry, woven from tradition, sculpted by nature, preserved in time. Today, we journey deep into these wonders, to the most beautiful villages in the world. Hallstatt, Austria. Tucked along the serene shores of Lake Hallstatter Sea, Hallstatt emerges like a fairy tale painted in watercolors. The alpine peaks stand like guardians in the mist. Below, colorful timber houses grip the mountainside, their reflections dancing across the still water. For over 7,000 years, this village has mined salt from the cliffs above, a quiet treasure that once made it one of Europe's wealthiest places. The evangelical church rises with its sharp spire, echoing the stillness of the lake. Just above, the Catholic Church sits cradled by ancient stone houses, watching over centuries of life. A waterfall tumbles behind the homes, fed by the Mühlbach stream, bringing a soft hum to the silence of dawn. It's no wonder Hallstatt inspired entire replicas in China. But nothing compares to standing here, feeling the mist, breathing history. Lauterbrunnen, Switzerland. The Valley of 72 Waterfalls. A place that looks like it was sketched by nature herself. Sheer cliffs rise like cathedral walls. From them, water falls in shimmering silver ribbons, some from over 900 feet above. Lauterbrunnen means loud springs, and the sound of crashing water fills the air like an ancient hymn. Here, young Tolkien wandered beneath Stabæk Falls. The Whispering Valley would later become Rivendell in his stories. Alpine chalets bloom with red geraniums. Cowbells echo softly in the distance. And in summer, wildflowers dance across green meadows. There are no loud cars, no neon signs, just time, slowly passing, like the stream that flows through its heart. Paris, Montenegro. In the Bay of Kotor, where mountains fold into the sea like velvet curtains, sits the Pearl of Montenegro. Paris. This tiny coastal village was once part of the Republic of Venice. And it shows. Baroque palaces line the shore. Stone bell towers rise against a turquoise sky. Every corner whispers stories of sea captains and noble families. Just offshore, two mystical islands appear as if from legend. One was built by sinking old ships and filling it with rocks, Our Lady of the Rocks, topped by a glowing blue-domed church. The other, St. George, hides a monastery and a forgotten cemetery, closed to visitors, lost in time. In the evenings, the water turns to glass. Reflections shimmer, and it feels like time is folded in half. Positano, Italy. A village that tumbles down the cliffs of the Amalfi Coast like a waterfall of pastel dreams. Legend says a ship once carried a painting of the Virgin Mary. As the sailors passed these cliffs, they heard a voice cry, "Posa, Posa, put me down." They did, and a village was born. Today, Positano's charm is magnetic. Staircases curve between lemon trees and ceramic shops. Bright umbrellas bloom on black sand beaches, and every sunset feels like falling in love. The homes are painted like gelato, soft peach, honey yellow, coral pink, each one watching the sea like an old friend. It's easy to see why artists, lovers, and dreamers return here again and again. Hamnøy and Rain, Norway. Tucked within the Lofoten Islands, north of the Arctic Circle, two villages glow like lanterns in the frost. Hamnøy, once reachable only by boat, was a place of solitude. Now, red cabins known as Rorbua perch on stilts above icy waters. Just beyond, Rain, surrounded by sharp peaks and dramatic fjords, is often called the most beautiful village in Norway. The Reinbringen mountain rises above it all, and those who climb the Himalayan-built steps are rewarded with views that steal the breath. In winter, the northern lights swirl in the sky like brushstrokes. In summer, the midnight sun refuses to set. Its beauty in extremes. Harsh, quiet, pure. Grindelwald, Switzerland. Imagine a village hugged by glaciers and meadows, with the north face of the Eiger looming high above. This is Grindelwald, a place both dramatic and deeply comforting. It became a base for explorers and climbers. But even now, the mountains remain wild, untamed. Wooden chalets dot the hillsides. Cable cars whisk travelers up to the first cliff walk, a platform that juts out into open air. From there, you see what the birds see. The valley, endless and green. The peaks, eternal and white. And for a moment, you feel small. In the best possible way. Mürren, Switzerland. If heaven had a balcony, it might look like Mürren. Perched 5,400 feet above sea level, Mürren is car-free, cliffside, and utterly magical. The only way up is by cable car or train. No roads lead here. In winter, it's a wonderland. In summer, a field of flowers in the sky. Wooden lodges cling to the ledge. The Lauterbrunnen Valley yawns below, waterfalls tracing its steep walls. It's quiet, still, sacred. You don't just visit Mürren, you listen to it. Oe, Greece, where whitewashed homes cascade into the Aegean, where church domes match the sea, where sunsets are an event, applauded every evening. This is Oe, at the northern tip of Santorini, and to many, it's the most beautiful village in the world. Once home to fishermen, it's now a sanctuary for travelers chasing light and silence. Stone steps wind down to Amudi Bay, where red cliffs meet blue waters. Cats stretch in the sun. Locals offer sweet wine. And the breeze carries stories from centuries past. Every frame here looks like a painting. But the feeling? The feeling is real. These villages aren't just beautiful. They're alive. Each one shaped by stone and sea, by snow and silence, by the hands and hearts of those who call them home. In their narrow streets and open skies, we glimpse what the world could be if we built with care, lived with harmony, and let nature lead the design. Cinque Terre, Italy. 5 villages, 1 coastline, an explosion of color carved into cliffs that defy gravity. Welcome to Cinque Terre, a ribbon of ancient fishing villages hugging the Ligurian Sea. There's Rio Maggiore, where pastel homes clutch stone ridges like they've grown there. Manarola rising from black rock, glowing in golden hour light. Corniglia, perched high, away from waves, whispering secrets to the olive trees. Vernazza, with its tiny harbor like a jewel between fingers of stone, and Monterosso, where beaches stretch beneath lemon groves. No cars, no rush, just narrow alleys, vineyard staircases, and the constant song of the sea. Time here doesn't move. It drifts. Eight Ben Haddou, Morocco, a fortress of clay and dream. This is Eight Ben Haddou, an ancient czar made of red mud brick, rising from the desert like a storybook mirage, guarded by watchtowers and steep steps. It's a relic of the old caravan route, where traders once crossed the Sahara with gold, salt, and silk. The sun paints it gold by day. The stars crown it at night. It's no wonder filmmakers chose it as the backdrop for Game of Thrones' Gladiator and The Mummy. But beyond the lens, it's a living village. Families still tend goats. Children still play by the river, and the walls still hold whispers of centuries. Balestrand, Norway, where glaciers kiss the sea and apple orchards bloom beside Viking waters. Balestrand, on the Sonefjord, is a village brushed with Norwegian elegance. Its wooden villas, built in dragon style, are adorned with carvings that echo Norse mythology. The fjord shimmers beneath peaks capped in white. Kayaks drift past waterfalls that tumble directly into the water. And in summer, the days last forever. There's no skyline, just silence. No skyscrapers, just sky. Colmar, France. A splash of pastel, a sip of wine, a walk through time. Colmar isn't just a village. It's a storybook that somehow turned real. Located in France's Alsace region, its half-timbered houses lean over cobblestone streets, reflected in canals so still they feel like paintings. Bakeries spill the scent of fresh Kugelhof. Wrought iron signs hang like whispers from history, and every corner could be a postcard. Meteora, Greece. Monasteries that float above the clouds. Atop towering sandstone pillars, villages of faith rise like prayers frozen in stone. This is Meteora, a spiritual wonder of the Orthodox world. Built in the 14th century, these monasteries defy gravity and time. Even now, monks live here, climbing narrow steps carved into rock. Beneath, the village of Kostraki lies peacefully in the valley, red-roofed homes. Olive trees and the scent of pine. Sunsets here aren't watched, they are felt. Shirakawa-go, Japan. Thatched rooftops rise like mountains of straw. In the Japanese Alps, Shirakawa-go is a village frozen in tradition. Its homes, called gasazakuri, are designed like hands and prayer-sharp angles to withstand heavy snow. In winter, lights glow beneath the frost like warm lanterns. In summer, rice paddies mirror the sky. There are no skyscrapers, no neon signs, only the slow rhythm of old Japan timber, silence, and snow. That was the journey, through mist and mountain. through quiet valleys and sunlit shores, through places where life moves slower and beauty doesn't need to shout. Each village we visited held its own character. A piece of the land, a piece of its people, a piece of its story. And together, they reminded us how much wonder still lives in the world. If we just slow down long enough to notice. Thank you for traveling with us, for sharing these moments, for seeing beauty in the quiet corners. If this journey spoke to you, stay connected.